Namaste, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm truly grateful for each and every one of you who watches my videos. And make sure that you hit that little button at the corner there, subscribe to get notifications on new videos as they're coming up. So I'm doing a lot more videos right now because the energies are crazy. They're really powerful right now. And I utilize these energies to the fullest whenever I need help, whenever I need strength, whenever I need to change something. I take a look at, okay, when is the best time? And when you surrender and trust these energies that are coming in, things will flow much better for you. So this week is by far a huge cosmic higher vibrational week because we're doing from December 19th to the 26th, 2022. By the way, before I forget, this week, and you might have felt this already, that you're going to be getting more messages from your loved ones who have passed on. If they're friends, if they're family, if they're pets, if they're your spirit guides, this is the week you're going to be getting those messages, and they very well might come to you more physically, like make themselves be known to you more physically. Like I always ask spirit, I just say spirit, or if there's someone I truly want to connect with, I'll reach out to their name and I'll be like, please give me a physical sign. I like to see physical signs as well because it also gives me that kind of confirmation too. So really, really pay attention. They might come in your dream forms. Whenever they come into your dream forms, whenever somebody has passed on, that is them. Pay attention to their message. Really pay attention to their message. And sometimes they could give you that message and you might think, oh my gosh, are they okay? Like, oh, they look really sick, or they look terrible. What they're trying to do to you is say, hey, I'm not like that anymore. I'm not sick anymore. I have left my body. I'm dancing in the light. I'm sharing my soul with freedom within the spirit world. And I don't want you to see me like that anymore. Please heal and let that go. I'm truly with you always. So pay attention to your dreams. This week, your loved ones are with you. I mean, I've gotten profound messages this week myself. I'll talk to you a little bit about it. Don't want to talk about it right now. Get a little teary hides. So you might find too that this week you might want to set a little bit more boundaries. I know this is like a holiday week. We have the solstice, we have the super new moon energy, we have master number day, we have Christmas. Shall I say any more? Okay, so you're going to find that you might want more space and time alone to really look within, to really reflect, to really meditate a lot more, because this energy is connected with the Jupiter transit, which is going to May 2023, by the way. So I know that you guys have set certain boundaries with situations and people, and I constantly get a reminder every day that, oh, I got to set my boundaries more, or whatever like that. So just really go on your own tune, because if you're getting your energy drained by other people, what's that going to do to you? You're going to get knocked down. You're going to get so tired. You're going to get so exhausted. You're going to be like, oh gosh, right? And we still have those ascension symptoms coming on and going on through with that Chiron energy, which is bringing up wounds from your past, could be past life, could be throughout this entire lifetime that you still need to heal from. So you could have more head pressure, you could be more exhausted, you could wake up and your body is feeling like it weighs 1,000 pounds. You could be feeling, geez, my legs hurt. like like what's going on, like flu symptoms. Really pay attention to your body, because your DNA on your cellular level is raising to higher consciousness. I mean, I channel and work with the Christ consciousness. I'm clairvoyant, psychic medium, Akashic past life record reader, animal communicator, meditation teacher. I read into your soul's level of consciousness to see where you're at. And I help you from that point on expand and transcend forward. We all are gifted. We all have our gifts to share with the world. Just be you, be authentic. So you're going to embrace more of who you are. You're going to see more of your self-worth. And I want you to reflect back onto June 2022, the last few months. Where are you now? What was going on back in June? What are you doing today? What have you changed? What's happened? Let me know. Write some comments, you guys. So, I mean, I'm so grateful. My dog Bella finally had her surgery. I'm so grateful. This is why she's not in the video right now, because she's healing. I was an emotional wreck that day. I didn't know what to expect. I really felt inside that she would be okay. I'm an animal communicator, but when it comes to my dog, because of so many nonstop health problems she's had, you have to surrender it. But I knew subconsciously she'd be okay. But I'm like, you know what? I really don't know. It's a little risky. And I'm so truly grateful and blessed that she had her surgery and that she's healing. I had to literally change my whole place around so she's not jumping on furniture. She's hiding out in her little kennel most of the time now because she feels something is different. She feels something has changed. And and it was so amazing because they have to have her in a little red surgical suit, in a little surgical suit, and they gave her a red one. Like, red is my favorite color. I'm a red ray. And with it being Christmas, how grateful and blessed I was. And you know, I mentioned that you're going to get messages from your loved one. I can tell you the night before, many things happened. The day of her surgery, my dearest friend, Sutri Ram, who passed away, literally came to me, and there was like bandages that were unraveling, and I instantly felt the wounds are healing. The wounds are healing. It's unraveling. I knew that was for Bella. And I'm sitting back in tears, and I'm so grateful and missing him. And my vet called. You can pick up your little girl. She's going to be okay. So as I was leaving, the lights in the hallway in my apartment building were nonstop flashing on and off and on and off. And I'm like, okay. And I was still numb and still kind of in that daze. And I go down to check my mail. Thought I better check my mail before I go. The lights went off in the mailroom. And then they went on again. And then they start blinking on and off. And I'm like, you know, I should mention it to the landlord that there's an issue. And I'm like, wait a minute. And I felt Shuturam wrapped his energy and love around me. And I was truly grateful. And then we had the memorial because he had passed 2 years, December 16th. And I was so grateful. I wanted to say a little something. And because of what I was going to say, and because of his energy with Bella and the bandages unraveling and the lights flickering and the message and the love of being surrounded, I actually broke down. And I don't cry in front of anybody. I usually hold it back. I'm a really strong person, but everything just really came to the surface. And I'm not going to talk too much about it because I'll get more teary-eyed. So that for me by far was my greatest gift this month with Christmas, my greatest Christmas gift. And I'm so truly grateful. And Christmas is not about, you know, how much you spending on a gift or how many gifts can I get. You have to really look within and see the true meaning of Christmas. Just that little gesture for her surviving from her surgery for me, that was my gift. I mean, I'm usually by myself at Christmas, and I knew I'd be with Bella. I just knew it. So I'm just so truly grateful for the vet and Shritri Ram and the animal kingdom and archangels for helping me through this, and Bella through this. So she's on the mend to recovery. She will be on medications for the rest of her life, of course, a lot of issues, but one step at a time. So your loved ones, like I'm saying, are very much around you this week. Really pay attention. We have a lot of, we have like that energy with the super new moon on the 23rd. You'll have to watch my video. I did a separate video with that energy, and I explained how you can utilize it, what to expect, what's the best way you guys can work through things. New moons are very powerful energy, and our animals can pass away. For those who are leaving, even your loved ones passing away on the new moon is a really big month. Christmas is a huge month during when people pass away. When I used to work at the hospice, I don't anymore because I'm not vaccinated, and I will not be getting vaccinated. So just to give you an example, when I was working at the hospice, Christmas Eve to Christmas morning, um, the hospice years ago wasn't the one I currently left from, was let go because I'm not vaxxed. There are 7 people who passed from Christmas Eve to Christmas morning. Christmas is a huge month during holidays, different times when people pass. So especially nowadays, how fragile life truly is. Many people are passing, blood clots, heart attacks, brain aneurysms. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just not going to go there. I'm just not going to go there with why and reasons for that. So anyways, so pay attention to the super new moon. We have our winter solstice on the 21st. Really paying attention to those messages you're hearing from spirit, from your loved ones. Start creating your vision board. Really get on that. This week, master number days. Take time to rest. Take some time out. A lot of you, you know what? I'm working so hard. I'm counting down the days for my holidays that I get off. And it's about balancing and such like that. Like some people are more busier like than others, like Amazon, the deliveries, retail stores are more busier, people are shopping and such like that. And be kind to others. We are all going through situations. We all have stuff to deal with. Show compassion towards humanity. Distance away from negative situations and toxic situations. And those emotions that you've been holding back, you have been seeing, especially since last week, that whatever you have been suppressing, it's coming to the surface. That's why I was breaking down more even at the memorial service, with Bella, because I'm that warrior within. As I used to say, the fearless warrior walks forward fearlessly. I'm a really, really strong person. And even when the news had interviewed me, I was like breaking down and such like that. I'm like, oh my gosh, right? So there's only so much that you can hold back. When the tears are coming, allow them to come forth. We're missing loved ones that have passed away, or pets or animals. Even for those that are having a wonderful holiday and such like that, you're still going to reflect back and bring up memories. You could be going through photo albums. Oh yeah, or watching videos. Oh, do you remember when, we were together? Do you remember that moment and that moment? Cherish those moments forever. Cherish those moments forever. And I'm actually hearing a message, by the way. Um, and I'm hearing Troy. I doubt very much you're watching this message, but I will be contacting you this week. So anyways, let's get back to our video. I get messages 24/7 from spirit as it is. And really pay attention to your dreams. Like I'm saying, like you're going to get more vivid messages, more lucid dreams coming in, not only just from your spirit family or your loved ones that have passed. Your soul is going to bring certain things to the surface for you to pay attention to as well. You have noticed that we're with this energy with Mars retrograde, we're still in that. You'll have to watch my other video I did on that. We're getting shown what toxic traits or habits that we need to let go of physically, what addictions we have. If there's addictions with like gambling, with food, with alcohol, with drugs, with like whatever it is, all of this is coming to the surface more for you to pay attention to you. So really pay attention for that and to you and all of this. You're laying more foundations for 2023 as well. Some of you have really started it as well. So, and with this super new moon, by the way, on the 22nd, 23rd with the solstice, I want you to reflect back to June 2010 to June 2011. That energy takes us back to that time. What were you doing? Do you remember? Actually, I remember specifically, that's when I was moving to Ireland. May 2010, I was moving to Ireland. I actually just sent one of my rescue dogs to Ireland to meet with my boyfriend at the time, who that ended, of course. And I sent her on my dad's birthday, May 19th, because I'm like, okay, Spirit, ahead of time. So that way she was on her way. He was meeting her at the airport, and I was dealing with the movers. And then I left. I flew out to move to Ireland. I'm a British and Canadian citizen, by the way. And then I moved back in 2011 August with two dogs, because of then I had gotten my Irish Wolfhound McTavish. So 2010 and 2011 for me, I will never forget. And it's all about learning what lessons you learned, really taking a look at what karmic cycles you were going through. Reflect back on that time, because you might find that during this week, that similarity situations that you were going through back in June 2010 to June 2011 are resurfacing again. Pay attention. I mean, I'm not moving away, but who knows? That could happen again. I don't know, because I am packed and ready to move where spirit takes me to on my next journey. I don't know yet, of course. So pay attention to that, start writing it down. And even if you don't remember, don't worry. Like your soul might give you more dreams with your vivid dreams this week, to pay attention to little signs or symbols and such like that. And what were you guys doing? For those of you who remembered, write it down, let me know what you were doing back then. And if you're also seeing similarities this week with that similar circumstances from back then, it's usually something very big, right? Somebody could say, well, I was just working and, daily duties. I get that. But this is for something more. Your spirit of your soul spirit is showing you something for you to reflect back on. So let me know what is going on back then. So this vibrational frequency is off the charts this week. Pay attention. There's a lot of gifts within your unique self, your talented self, that are coming out. You're going to see more of who you are. You're going to be voicing yourself even more. You're going to be, if there's someone that you want to share thoughts with, if there's someone you're like, you know what, I don't want to live in this anger of um not liking them, why don't you forgive them? You don't have to physically see them. You're having a lot more people coming back from your past. You have that started last week on the 12th, because we're also in that pre-shadows of Mercury retrograde. And I did a separate video on that, which starts on the 29th. But during the shadow of Mercury retrograde can be worse than the actual retrograde itself. So as you're having people coming back with the holidays as well, even more, there's going to be more reunions and such like that. Pay attention. So, it's not the time to start brand new relationships, but you're going to have more soul connections, more soul tribe vibes coming through. You could very well say, that's a really big potential soulmate for me. Get to know them slowly, because if you jump in too quickly during Mercury retrograde, it could fall apart just as quickly. Okay, so I do soulmate and twin flame readings as well, and I'll let you know how the relationship is going to go, why they're back, who they are, if they're connected from your once upon a time, Akashic record memories, and so on. So just pay attention. So what we're going to do as well is we're going to pull a couple of cards collectively when I'm with a client. I don't use cards because I'm a clairvoyant psychic medium, but because we're doing this more collectively, let's see what the spirit world wants to say to us as our message. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to pull a card right away here because I know this new moon is going to affect a lot of animals as well. And one of my animal decks I'm going to use is the Archangel Animal Deck by Diana Cooper, for those of you. Okay, your animals, by the way, could very odd. They could be acting very off because they do get affected by these energies, by the solstice, by Mercury retrograde, by the super new moon, especially. I mean, even Bella right now, she's acting very different, but that's because she had more major surgery. So I knew it affect her, of course. But she's in that healing zone for a couple of more weeks till she gets a recheck from her vet. So we'll see what happens. I'm very confident, very so grateful for my dearest friend Shutra Ram. You know, and even December, like my other best friend Terry passed away on the 17th of December, Shutra Ram the 16th of December. It's been, you know, more emotional for me. Of course, Bella's surgery was the 15th, and I'm like, oh dear Lord. My first sister passed away at Christmas. My grandmother passed away at Christmas. It's overwhelming. But that's why you have to be grateful and speak from your heart. When was the last time you told somebody you love them and thanking them for being a part of your soul's journey? When was the last time you did that? And when was the last time you told yourself you loved you? Ponder on that. Okay. So whenever you're using any cards, make sure you clear them 3 times on wood. That helps clear the past energy from the past person who used them or yourself. I've already cleared these cards before we even started this video. So what is the collective message from the animal kingdom, the animal world, from December 19th to the 26th, collectively, 2022? What's the message from the animal kingdom? December 19th to the 26th. A lot of animals will be transitioning. What's the message, collective message, December 19th to the 26th? Oh, how beautiful. How beautiful. The turtle, be joyful and trusting. Archangel Joyles. And you know the beautiful energy with this? I mean, I love turtles. Whenever I go to Hawaii, I always go and talk to the sea animals like I'm an animal communicator. And I'm like, oh, hello, little turtle. How are you doing? And I always take photos of them, of course, too. But you know how that the turtle, of course, is immersed in water. A lot of empaths get really drawn to the water, and water represents your emotions. So if you're having like a hard time or you're sad or angry or such, if you live by water, go by the water. That's going to show you right away where your emotions are. If you take a look at the water and you're like, oh my gosh, that water looks really scary if there's like big waves or something, where I could be sitting back and say, wow, that's so beautiful, so calm and peaceful. It really shows you where your emotions are. Because we all, of course, we all have our own journey. Never judge anybody, please. The number one law of the universe is do not judge anyone. You don't know their journey. Be kind, show compassion. I put a posting the other day on social media on purpose for a reason. And, you know, I said to myself, I can't believe that the lack of compassion towards this post. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to say what it was, but it's just like, really, you guys need to wake up, be more centered within your soul, within your heart, not in your ego. Let your ego go. Your ego is going to bring fear. Your ego is going to bring negative energy to you. Who you surround yourself with is who you become. Hello, little beautiful turtle. I love turtles. I was actually going to get a little tattoo of a turtle. Um, the next time I go back to Hawaii, I haven't been to Hawaii, of course, since 2019, since beside COVID. And of course, because there's still stupid vaccination mandates, I'm not able to travel. And I'm not getting traveled for some government bullshit. So anyways, even though, of course, my friend Shuturam passed away from COVID, bless his heart, bless his heart. COVID is very real. It's a really, really, really bad flu that attacks. But I'm not going to talk about that. So let's see what the message is. Because considering this also too, we're still in that healing vibe with the Chiron energy, and what emotions you're suppressing is coming to the surface more. This is why some of you might find you might be wanting more time alone to meditate. I mean, I meditate a few times a day. I chant every day, have for years. And whenever you sit back in silence and meditate, you're going to start hearing those messages coming through again from your spirit, from your soul. Pay attention to that. And because of the hustle and the bustle and these ascension vibes, you might want to take more naps because your sleep is going to be off as well. It has been. And especially with this new moon energy, you might find that, why am I waking up? Why am I, I can fall asleep, but then I wake up at all hours of the night. Just try to rest and relax. Go with the flow. Sometimes I'll listen to like a guided meditation myself just to try to fall asleep, or some calming meditation music that helps me as well. And don't worry, you could be like, yeah, I fell asleep with my headphones on. Don't worry about that, because your delta waves, it's still getting vibration throughout your body. And if anything, you could wake up feeling more relaxed. So if you watch like some horror movie or some violent movie, or listen to the news, which is very toxic, before you go to bed, you could start dreaming about like fearful situations and nightmares and stuff like that. So really be careful what you're watching or listening to before you fall asleep, especially. Okay. So I'm going to use this deck, Whispers of Healing. Such a beautiful deck. And Angela Hartfield. Let's see what the message is from the healing vibes of the universal spirit and source. Collectively, December 19th to the 26th, 2022. What's the collective message from spirit from December 19th, 2022? I didn't feel that card, those cards. I can feel it right away. I'm very sensitive. What's the collective message December 19th to the 26th, 2022? What's the collective message from spirit? Wow, I felt that one. Get clear. Absolutely. This week, you know how I said you're going to want to be setting more boundaries. You might want some quiet time alone. Your loved ones who are going to be coming forth more with more messages for you, they're going to be showing you more physically, or in your dreams in different ways. Listen to the bells, listen to little vibrational sounds and such like that. You might hear like a little bell sound. I'm hearing a bell sound, especially for someone with a message from a father for some reason. Okay, so I'm just going to say this message, whoever it's for, please write down comments if that's you. What I'm being shown, it's a father energy. I'm seeing a bell. I'm hearing a bell, and I'm feeling the Holy Spirit. I'm seeing a church. I'm seeing a church. So your father very well is giving you a message, maybe to go to church that day, or go to church over the holidays, or maybe you remember your father as a church, like when at the funeral or a service, or maybe you're getting married, or if you're wanting to get married, maybe there's that sign. So pay attention to that. I mean, my dad, he was born and raised in Ireland, and that's why I have dual citizenship for Britain and Ireland. And we used to call him Father Bob. I mean, I'm not Catholic, but we used to call him Father Bob, me and my ex-boyfriend, for many, many reasons, especially whenever we had to go get McTavish, my wolfhound, because he was on the other side of Ireland. And of course, it's still the same. Of course, Protestant, Catholic, there's still issues. And because we're going to the other side of Ireland, we had to start saying Father Bob. But So anyways, even when I wrote my dad's obituary, I did AKA Father Bob because he was known as Father Bob to many others. And he was a priest actually in a past life because I can see past lives and such like that. So anyways, whoever that message is for, let me know if that's for you and what the message was and if you got the message. So you're going to get more clarity this week in your dreams, in your vivid dreams, or if it's from your loved ones message that are coming through, and start writing them down whenever you start getting those, I'd like to create this, or I'd like to go back to school, or I'd like to change my style. Like I just recently added color into my hair. I'm normally blonde, but last time, my last video, I think it was before, when you saw the coloring change, I just heard change, change. It was just time for a change with me. Who knows, whenever I go back to my hairdresser again, if I'll keep it the same, or I'll go back to blonde, or I might add, who knows? I just go with the flow, but I kept on hearing change. And whenever you're seeing 555 as well, that's a sign for change. And when you see those numbers, immediately, if you're thinking anything like negative or fearful, that's also a sign from your spirit guide or loved ones to say, you know what, change that thought form from negative to positive. So when I see 555, which I have been seeing for a little while, I'm like, thank you, Spirit, for all the wonderful new blessings and positive new changes that you're giving me daily. I'm so grateful. Thank you. Thank you for the positive messages. Thank you for the positive new beginnings. Thank you for the positive, all of that, regardless of what. That's the first thing I do, just like that. So all of these numbers that you're seeing in sequence, pay attention to it. So you're going to get a lot of messages this week, a lot of messages this week. So really, really pay attention. So ancestral. Let me see what our ancestors have to say. And I have a lot of different decks I use. I used to paint, but when I thought I was moving to Vancouver Island, I sold all my art supplies, gave it all away practically, and I'm still here. So I used to paint these cards and such like that. So I'm not no artist by any means. Oh my good God, no, I'm not. I actually sold a painting, which I was completely shocked about. Completely shocked. So anyways, I'm going to use the Ancestor Spirit Oracle cards by Jade Sky. So let us see what our ancestors, especially this week being all about our loved ones coming through. So really pay attention. Make sure you shuffle them again, or I mean like clear them 3 times on wood. Knock 3 times. I'm not going to sing. Oh, good Lord, no. So what is the message from our ancestors from December 19th to 26th, 2022? What is the message? What is the message? What is the message? It's a message from our ancestors. Oh, how beautiful. Teach and share. Instruct, educate, instill. Now, I know from a few people that I've been chatting with my clients, there's been a few of them that are going back to school to educate more. They very well, and I always say, follow what you're passionate about. Whatever it is you're passionate about, follow that, because that's part of your soul's journey. It very well could be your soul's destiny. I mean, I do photography as a way, as a meditation. I'm very passionate about my photography. So every now and then I'll put a photo up of what I've taken, and my travel photos, they're not current, by the way. I have people saying, Jenny, were you in Hawaii or were you here? And I'm like, no, I haven't been. But when I'm missing my travels, I'll go back to my travel photos and say, this one looks okay, I'll put it up. So I have different photography accounts as well if you want to follow. So anyways, back to this card here. I ramble on, right? So teach and share. You know how I keep saying we're all truly gifted. We all have talents and abilities with our unique self of who we are. We're all teachers. If you pay attention and open your heart from your heart, not your ego, you could learn something new every single day. It's sitting back and listening. I mean, I'm an observer. I observe more than anything, and I see a lot. I see what I want to see, and I observe, and I keep it to myself. You get people that will be like, oh, I already knew that. Oh, I've already done that. Like, that's ego. Stop that. Like, really? But, anyways, we all have our own journey. I'm not judging, but be open to learn. Be open to what messages the spirit world is saying to you. Every day I learn something new, regardless if I'm talking to a client, regardless if I'm like watching a movie or like regardless of what, or I see a posting, I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Thank you for that reminder. Wow, that's really good to know. Be open, because when you're open, you're going to see and learn so much more. If you're really drawn to your studies, move towards and gravitate towards what you're really, really passionate about, because you're going to find that there's a lot of changes going on right now. You're going to be getting messages from your spirit world. You're going to be messages from your loved one this week. And all of a sudden you might be, oh, you know what? I want to take that class. Do you want to take a class online? Do you want to, go back to school, university, college, or take a class? Or, there's virtual classes, or, some places they have it in person. Go with what feels best for you, what resonates more for you. That's your best way. Like whenever I move and such like that, I'm going to start holding meditation groups again every month. I used to, hold monthly meditation groups before COVID came. So when I eventually move, who knows when. So if you'd like to be a part of that, let me know, write a comment as well. So, of course, I'm going to pull a card for my crystals. I love my crystals. I connect with them. They're very healing. They're one of the tools that can help you through things. And I'm going to be using daily crystals. What of our crystals? What is the message from the crystal world? Lemurian, Atlantis days. What is the message from the crystal vibes? Collectively, December 19th to the 26th, 2022. What's the message from our crystal? Oh, isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Red jasper, take action. You know how it's red? This is holidays, this is Christmas season. And you're gonna, how I keep saying, you're gonna get messages from your loved ones. You're gonna start seeing more clarity coming through this week as well. Start taking action. Like if there's that class that you want to sign up for, that you want to look into, start looking at dates. There's going to be new classes starting, especially in January. I'm sure that there's certain classes that still have openings or space left somehow for you to join. Take that action and start doing research into what you'd like to change, if it's a career, a job, a relationship, if it's, taking a class, whatever it is, weight loss, because we're still in that physical energy right now, that we're also getting challenged, that we're also getting shown what needs to be changed. I mean, my weight is up and down. I've gained weight because I've been dealing with Bella, with her health problems nonstop since I got her a year and a half ago. She's going to be 2 on January 1st as well. So maybe in the next collective video, she can be a part of it. We'll see. We'll see. It depends. I'm not going to pick her up because she's in her surgical suit and I don't want to touch her. So anyways, red jasper will also help you, and it's really good for protection. It's really good to help you bring out that creativity as well. And red to be rooted within, grounded within, really important. So I'm going to pull one last card here as well. And it's so important to be grateful. Be grateful. Angela Hartfield, I'm sorry. Very important to be grateful for the smallest little things. Thank you, Spirit. I'm so very grateful Bella made it out of surgery. Thank you, Spirit, for giving me a place to stay. Thank you, Spirit, for, all of those things, the littlest things. Write down. I want you guys to let me know what you're grateful of. Write down some comments. So, and by the way, I do have a Facebook group that you can join. It's free, where I go live and I do psychic clairvoyant readings. or you can book privately with me. So I'm going to put my group below anyways with my website for those of you who want to join my group or book a private reading with me because I give you a lot of details. So anyways, what is the message collectively from December 19th to the 26th, 2022 from Spirit World? What is our message from Source? What is the message collectively from Source? What is our message collectively from Source? What is the message collectively from Source? It's a message from Source. What's the message from Source? December 19th to the 26th. December 19th to the 26th. I didn't feel that. I didn't feel that card. What's the collect? That one I did. That one I did right away. Have faith. Trust your faith in this situation. Always surrender. Like when I work and channel with the Christ consciousness, I've had near-death experience with Christ many, many, many years ago. And I really connect and work with the Christ consciousness for many, 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 many years. And whenever you're doing something, remember the only thing that you have any control over is yourself, nothing else. Absolutely nothing else. You cannot force or control anything. When you start to do that, things are going to start going backwards because it might not be the right time. It might not be the right person or situation for you to get into. Surrender it and have faith. We all have the ebb and flows. We all have the good times, the bad times, the ugly times, and the joyful times. So if you're, I have faith. I surrender absolutely every single thing. I do what I'm doing. I work towards whatever I'm doing or my goals or projects or whatever it is. I always surrender them for faith that everything comes together in perfect divine timing. And I always thank Spirit again. Trust your faith in this situation. Trust faith with this situation. The butterflies on here represents transformation. So you know how this is a higher consciousness. This December is a higher consciousness month altogether, but this week, especially with the holidays, the solstice, with master number days, with the super new moon, it's off the charts with energy. It's very beautiful energy. I mean, I love Christmas Eve more than Christmas Day. I always normally work at the hospice on all the holidays because I'm just pretty much by myself. But of course, I'm not vaccinated, so I'm no longer at the hospice. And it's really reflecting back. And because I have Bella, I actually bought little Christmas trees. I actually put out Christmas lights. I put the Christmas lights out on my balcony the day of her surgery because I wanted to celebrate her returning. I was always in that faith. I was still surrendering, very connected with Shutra Ram. I just knew she was going to make it. I just knew it, but it was still risky. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to read into this, even though, like I say, I'm an animal communicator. I didn't want to read into it in case for whatever reason she didn't make it through. I wouldn't be able to handle that. So I thought I'm just going to still move ahead with the lights on my balcony, even though today it's minus 36 with the wind chill. It's cold here in Canada. Oh my God, I'm like a beach, sun, tropical vibe woman. That's why I go to Hawaii every single year. And I'm sure I'll get back there one day if they ever lift off the unvaccinated bullshit rules and all of this kind of stuff. So make sure that you spend time for yourself this week. Let me know what you guys are doing for the holidays and reflect back to, June 2010 to June 2011. What were you guys doing back then? Pay attention to the signs. Let me know if you're getting messages from your family who have passed on this week or your friends or your animals and such like that. They're very much more around you more than ever this week. Okay. So make sure you like my channel. It helps me. And subscribe. Hit that little button there on the corner to subscribe. Okay? I want to send you all love and light. May you be blessed this week with all of your receivings and givings and the gifts that you're going to share with others. Christmas, the holidays, is all about sharing from your heart, tuning in, seeing what lessons you've learned, being blessed and grateful for the smallest things at all it takes. Love and light, Sat Nam. Until we meet again. Namaste.